Alright, hello everyone, and for this video I'm going to be doing the two-piece skirt and shirt set that I drew up. So hopefully it comes out how I imagined it in my head. If not, it just doesn't, but let's hope for the best. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the top first because it's more complicated. I'm hoping this doesn't take me too long. I'm a very slow sewer, so just trying to separate them. This is the top pieces. That is the skirt. Actually, let me just move it out of sight. Okay, so for the top and for the skirt, we're doing a main fabric and lining. I'm using my muslin as lining. I don't even really know how I'm gonna put this together, but I want it to be the neatest finish I can possibly come up with. So I'm actually gonna have to think about this for a second. All right, let me think. I'll pause you and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm about to start. I'm actually just gonna start with the straps because I'm still not sure how I'm gonna start. Yeah, how I'm gonna put it together. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna do the front and the back. Front and the back. Front and the back piece. The back top piece, and I'm gonna sew the lining to the front, the lining to the main fabric, but I'm just gonna sew the two sides. So just the two sides on both. Okay, so I'm gonna get all these flipped, the straps and the two top pieces flipped, and I'll be right back. Okay, change of plans. I decided that a better idea would be to sew the lining to the lining and the lining to the lining for the top and the bottom. So I undid a little bit of the top part that I did before, and I pinned the top to the bottom on the wrong side still, and I'm gonna go sew that now. Yeah, I think Lord, did I pin it right? I don't know if oh gosh, I don't know if I pinned it right. When I sew this, it's gonna flip like that. I pinned it wrong. Well, I definitely pinned it wrong. So I need to pin the bottom piece. I I need to pin it to the right side. So I have to flip it. Be right back. I pinned it wrong. All right, one more time. So I have it pinned correctly, and I'm just going to sew the top and the bottom lining and main fabric to each other. You know what I mean. All right. Okay, so we have our main and lining, top and the bottom sewn together. This is the wrong sides, and I'm just gonna flip them out. And now I think this is the front piece, so I'm gonna do the same with the other side, with the back, and then I'll be back. I have to change my bobbin, so yeah, I'll be back. Okay, back. And now I have the straps. I tried it on and I have the straps pinned where I think it'll look the best. So I put it in between the the main fabric and the lining. It's still right sides facing each other. I haven't flipped it over yet. So I'm gonna sew along the seam allowance. I'm doing a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And yeah. And let's flip it. Okay, so this is the front and the back. The back is cut a little bit smaller. Yeah, so all I have to do now is just add, I cut out to 4, I think this is like 4x6 or 4x5 side panels, and I cut out 2 pieces of 2-inch elastic, and just for the ease of getting it on, I'm gonna put a little piece of elastic on one side, put it on the other side, and yeah, but that's it. I have to hem it and I have to add those side panels. I don't know if I'm going to do that on camera, because I've done a version of this shirt before. If you are one of the few people that watch my 2-piece red short set, it's the same top. It's the same top I'm doing again, just without the band in the middle this time. And I think if I do it ever again, I'm just going to do one front panel, one back panel, and the lining, and that's it, instead of cutting it top and bottom, because it's a lot of work. Okay, so my light. Okay, I'm going to sew the side panels on, and like I did before with the lining top and bottom, I'm going to sew the lining to the lining and the main fabric to the main fabric on the right side, with all the seam allowances facing inward. So when I flip, all the seam allowances will be inside. So that's just what I have to do. And I'm going to do that. I think I have it pinned to the top of the, I have it pinned to the back. And I have to sew this on, then flip. Oh, you'll see. Okay, So I have the side panel sewn to the top and to the bottom of the back, to the lining and the main fabric. And I'm gonna do this side now. I'm gonna sew it onto the front. Then I'm gonna add the elastic. Yeah. And I think when I add the elastic, oh, do I add the elastic and then flip? Yeah, I think I add the elastic and then flip. No. The elastic is gonna go under the seam allowance. So we're gonna flip. Okay, I'm gonna sew the panel to the front, flip it out, and then insert the elastic. Yeah, I think that's Lord, we'll see. We'll see. Hold on. Okay, so I sewed the side panels, the other part of the side panel on off camera. So this is it. I didn't sew this part yet. I think I'm gonna add the rubber band and then attach. So on the wrong side, is it in focus? On the wrong side, when I'm sewing the sides here, I'm gonna add the rubber band, sew it, flip it, and I think I want the rubber band to have be sewn in two places. So when I flip it, I'm gonna sew the bottom part of the rubber band again. Why do I keep saying rubber band? Elastic. So when it's flipped, I'm going to sew. I think I might not want to do it because you know how the finish looks clean already. I don't know if I want to add that thread down here, but I might. So now all I have to do is that and hem it and the shirt's done. It's just a simple little top. Yeah. And then because I did everything on the wrong side, it's all clean. The finish looks clean, and that's what I wanted. I just have to iron down and it'll be flat. Yeah. I'm gonna finish up with the top. I just have to hem it. I put the elastic in. I have to hem it, and I think that's all I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna get to started on the skirt. And for this hem, I think I'm gonna do a decorative stitch. Well, at least for the outside. So let me just hem the lining. I think I found the stitch. So yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Let me test it out first before I go say yeah. Definitely was not the stitch I was looking for. Good thing. Let me pause. I found the stitch I want to use, so I'm gonna hem the and this is the stitch I wanted to use to do the hem. Can't really see it on this, but it doesn't really show up that much on the fabric, but I just didn't want to use a basic straight stitch. So the top is basically done. I just need to iron it so that it can be flattened. Oh, and I added some pleats because when I tried it on, it just looked a little plain. I did like a slight adjustment between this pattern and the one I did for the spread two-piece, and I added a little bit more to the side and the front, and me adding that, it just made it a little blah. So I added to the front and took off of the back. That's what I did with this version. So I added pleats everywhere. I added pleats in the front, I added some pleats in the back, and I added some pleats on the side along with the elastic. So we'll see once I do the skirt and put them together if it looks nice. So shirt's done. I'm gonna get started on the skirt, and it's basically the same as the Just Dang skirt I did, that red skirt. The only difference is this is going to be a little bit slimmer because that's the fit I wanted this time, not something so poofy. Yeah. So I have my pockets, I have my waistband, and the 3 parts of the skirt and 3 parts of the lining, because this fabric is really thin, and for the sake of modesty, I suppose, and because I want to wear it to work, I just want to make sure. Alright, so I have everything pinned, and I'm just going to sew. This should be a quick, I was going to say this should be a quick sew, but there are pockets, and I don't have the pockets pinned. Hold on. I'm going to sew the pockets on. Alright, so the pockets are attached, and now I can sew up the sides. So outside is done. Alright, I think this is a good stopping point. So the lining is sewn together. The main part of the skirt is sewn together. I have to do the waistband, I have to do the buttons, and I have to do the pleating first. The pleating, but that's for tomorrow. So yeah, call it a night. Okay, so it is the next day, and I'm about to hem the skirt. So that's where I am right now. Okay, so the bottom of the skirt is hemmed, and I'm going to do the sides now. Bring it in. Alright, so I'm gonna hem the lining now. I'm hemming the lining because I want it to face, I want the side with the seam allowance to face inside towards the seam allowances of the main fabric. And I'm going to pin each of these sides into the side of the main fabric, and I'm going to sew. Okay, so I have the lining pinned in between the front fold, and I'm just gonna sew along. I did the lining up a little bit higher than the actual skirt because I don't want it to show when I'm wearing it. I probably should have brought it up even more, but yeah. Okay. All right, so now the hem, not the hem, the lining and the main fabrics are sewn together. The buttonholes and buttons, I'm not going to do that until the waistband is on. I just have to find where to put the pleats and do those, and then I have a skirt. So I will be right back. So I've pinned everywhere that I want to pin along the waistband, and I'm just going to sew down the pinned areas. Well, not waistband, waistline. Okay, that's one, and I think I have in total six pleats. So one on each side of the front and four in the back. All right, someone's having a party outside, so I'm gonna have to stop, but all the pleats are sewn down, and I'm just going to get my waistband and attach it. I don't think I need to video that, so this is going to be the end of the sewing part, and the next time you see me, it's just going to be me in the skirt. Alright, so this is the finished look. Yeah. I have it tucked in. I like it better this way, but just untucking it. This is how it looks untucked. My first thought was to, when I originally decided to make this, I wanted to wear it with a black turtleneck. So I'm gonna put the turtleneck on and let you guys see what it looks like. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is it with the turtleneck. This is how I originally thought to style it when I was coming up with the pattern. So yeah, I really like it. It's I wanted it to feel retro, and I think it does. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.